Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to join the community debate, then go to nathanoakley.com and check out the Flat Earth Debate Forum, which you should definitely all join. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion right here, right now, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcomed back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel, or you've not done so already, how dare you? Then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now, we are joined by 10th Man and Paul in the Google Plus, and Flatside, and we're also joined by quite a whole bunch of people. We've got Dougie, Fundy Zealot, Pinocchio, and Righteous Force in the Discord server. Welcome, one and all.
Thank
Any
you.
signs of Earth curvature?
Goeiemorgen.
No signs of Earth curvature.
No.
Just perspective.
Nothing. Any signs of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety?
No, none.
Nope.
No.
Any evidence of the distance to the sun?
Not
No.
measured.
No.
There's this Venus thing. Venus, I think that could be accounted for
Presupposing.
somehow.
There's this Venus thing, did you say?
The assumption that Venus is the same size as the Earth, so you can do the angular size, figure out the distance of the sun, that kind of thing.
Shout out to Christian Huygens. Any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
Sorry, Nathan, nothing.
Still no.
Nothing there either.
Come on, Discord, lay it on me. Molten iron core, you know you've got some evidence. Don't hold back.
Any scientific evidence for gravity?
No.
Scientific evidence of what?
Very good.
Any
I
evidence
heard
that-
a new one about gravity yesterday, that the observed phenomena is the force.
What
Okay,
for?
do you want to show us that? That would be
That's
my
what I
answer. Yeah, let's have a look at that force. Let's see it. Let's see that natural phenomena. Any evidence of the R value?
Only on a pirate ship.
No, no evidence for R.
Earth radius specifically? Anyone else want to ask the last question about gas pressure?
Any signs of gas pressure without the antecedent of a container?
No, you definitely need the antecedent. It's the necessary antecedent to have gas pressure. So, no.
Exactly.
That would be
Well,
correct.
excellent. Getting better. It's getting more slick, these housekeeping questions that aren't coming from me. The point being that it engages some of the Discord globers, if they're in there, to engage with some of the other panel members. That's the idea behind other people doing the housekeeping questions. That, and it hopefully means that hearing it from a different tongue will mean it sinks in better to the audience and they'll repeat it elsewhere, which has definitely been happening. I've had people commenting, telling me that they've demolished Professor Dave in his Facebook, whatever, because of, I don't know which particular argument. I think it was Coriolis. But there we go. So, yeah, always worth asking these housekeeping questions.
Yeah, learn new things every day.
There's a Conda. There's a link to Discord in the info box below this video. I've definitely updated it. Should be working perfectly. Let me know if you have any issues. Earth radius, Aristophanes. No, he just assumed spherical radius value. Eric.
That's if he even existed. I
Yeah,
can't seem
well-
to find any proper historical evidence that even existed though.
A very good point. I mean, I'm just going by the bullshit narrative. You know, I don't. There's a lot of history that seems a load of old nonsense, and that very well could be part of that nonsense. But there we go. Their narrative is that you've got these sticks and shadows, and people often declare incorrectly that that is how you get the R value. It isn't. He assumed R in that. So no, that's not where you get R. Aristarchus.
Even Wikipedia says he made 5 assumptions.
Yeah. But the original assumption was Aristarchus. You know, he watches the curved shadow, in quotes, go over the moon and goes, well, that's obviously being caused by Earth as a sphere blocking the light and causing that curved shadow right there. So that was the first assumption.
Except when it was a half a moon.
Except when it was half moon.
Yeah, where's the curve on the half moon?
We're not talking about the phases, we're talking about eclipses.
Oh, gotcha.
That's it. That concludes the housekeeping. Thank you for taking part. So which side are you on then, Fundy Zealot?
What was that?
What side of the fence are you on?
Come again, please?
What side of this argument do you sit?
Oh, on the logical side.
So, flat earther then. Excellent.
Yeah.
Can you believe I still got that Larry guy attacking me on Facebook the whole time?
I didn't quite make that out. Say that again, Flatzoid. Could be a language thing.
I said, can you believe that Larry, whatever, can't pronounce his surname, the guy you toe tagged like a few weeks ago, he's still trying to take me on.
Oh, he wants to have it out with you personally, does he, Flatzoid?
Yep.
Any particular reason?
Apparently to him, I'm just a troll. I don't know how he gets that, but yeah.
Projection. He's a troll. So that's just him projecting.
Well, I get new memes made out of me every day, so it's going well with that.
I mean, it's obviously just a question of perspective from his point of view, perhaps, or many people's point of view. Perhaps you're a troll simply because you understand that you've been deceived and are happy to talk about it. Therefore, because he doesn't believe, as you declare, then he's going to see you as a troll, right?
Yeah. Well, the one comment I had today from someone else was saying, they actually made a whole thread for me trying to say how dumb I am, but in the same sentence saying, I'm talking too sophisticated, as if that makes sense.
Speaking too sophisticated.
No, but I'm dumb at the same time.
Saying, I don't think that's grammatically correct anyway. Too sophisticated. Too sophisticatedly. Nope. Speaking in a way that is too sophisticated. That would make better. That would be better grammar. Anyway, grammar Nazi.
Maybe I should just talk in a higher pitch in an English accent or something else. I don't know.
Where are you from? Are you South African?
Righto. Yes, I'm from South Africa.
Whereabouts did you say?
Northwest, close to the Free State. In South Africa.
So that's why you sound sophisticated.
Oh, we've got another Discord participant, Darren. Hello, Darren. How you doing?
Come on, Dazzy.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Nathan. Hello, everybody. How you all doing today?
Very
Hello,
well.
hello.
Doing great, thanks.
Wilbur's out there.
No, they're too busy looking for the curve.
Yeah, the elusive curve.
Wow, we're very lively today.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's time for Johnny Globehead.
It's my bad. I'm stepping away from the microphone intermittently because there's people at the door and things going on, unfortunately. But there we go.
The people at the door.
No, seriously, there's some guy come to do like paintless dent removal on that car I bought. So I've just gone and got my wife to go down and sort it out with him. Hopefully, that won't be any more interruptions now.
Nathan,
Hey, Owen.
have you?
Hello.
Hello, Nathan. Have you managed to find that word for retrograde yet?
The word for what?
Retrograde motion, the one you were looking for the other day.
Oh, epicycles. Yeah, we
There
found
we
it on
go.
the show. Yeah, it's epicycles in the geocentric system. Ptolemaic, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it was bothering me until I finally found it after an hour searching on Google.
Yeah, it's one of them. It was. You know, you'll openly be discussing that particular model with somebody, and it'll just come off the tongue. And then when you're not openly discussing that particular model, and you try and remember what's the word for retrograde in geocentrism, and you go, brain fart. Hey, Owen, good show. How was the early
it
bird?
was okay. I had Peanuts Clark on, and the last part. It was overall good conversation. A lot about psychology, background, blah blah. A lot of Arwin stuff. Oh yeah, and also there's supposedly this flight going over the poles. Have you heard?
It's a
Tell
bit
me
like
more.
finding water on Mars. Yes, we've heard. It seems to come up quite frequently or infrequently. Sorry, just one sec. Shout out to Trish Blythe. Can someone tell me why this profile pic is different to the one that comes up when I do a normal comment? There is a reward. Thanks for the super chat, Trish. I have no idea. I couldn't answer that if I tried.
There's lots of flights going over Poland. What's so big about it?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's supposedly gonna be live streamed. So
With a green screen, live stream with a green screen.
I have no idea what they're gonna show it, but supposedly the flight is gonna be green screen. It's gonna be live stream. Damn it!
You gave it away.
Trick
Thank
me.
you.
Live streamed,
That was
right.
good.
Yes. So I wonder what it's going to be like. Are they going to pull the same trick like what they do with the ISS, and at some point, like, oh yeah, oh, we missed a connection. Oh, for just a few minutes. Oh, it's back on. Oh, look, hey, yeah, just don't talk about the sun being in a different position now, okay? And everything will be fine. That kind of thing. Who knows?
Another shout out
Maybe
to
they're
Trish.
just going to not do it after all. That seems to be more in the line of what they do these days. Just say they're going to do something and then not do it after all.
Yeah, I'll cancel it. Another shout out to Trish Blythe. Says, Lottie gave me the answer. Here's the reward. Thank you very much. Yeah, because she's just changed her icon. It takes a couple of days to update. Well done, Lottie. 5 points to you. There is no prize.
Well, we've got a whole generation of green-screened citizens who have no clue what Hollywood does.
Or that NASA are actually the cutting edge of cinematography, not Hollywood.
One and the same.
Hollywood goes to NASA for advice.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. What was it? Lyndon...
Brenda's here. Brenda's here.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, Brenda.
Good morning.
Morning.
Ragnar Stefan Helderson says it's 80 minutes to take off.
Yeah, apparently
Don't know where he
Kubrick
got the
borrowed
information.
low light lenses from NASA, didn't he?
Oh, wait, it is actually live streaming now. I think. Oh no, it's still the freaking 12-second loop.
Well, it's like the moon missions that they controlled the feed. All the news services had to go off of the NASA feed with a delay. They're total control junkies.
I can't oblige to that, Trish, I'm afraid. She says, I'll give you money not to hear her talk. Oh, I'm sorry. But thank you for the super chat.
So
All are welcome.
So what is your topic for disinformation today?
We're talking about north-south circumnavigation.
Oh, sure, that's been done.
Been done, like, once. By who? When?
I don't remember. I just remember looking it up a long time ago, and there's been flights that have circumnavigated the poles. Sure.
Wouldn't they be happening all day, every day? What would be the reason not to just have it happening regularly?
What reason is there to do it? There's nobody, there's no reason to do it, and it's expensive. It costs fuel, it costs time, it costs money.
Well, wait a minute. Costing fuel? Did I hear you say that? Well, if it's a shorter distance, then it would be less fuel, wouldn't it?
Are you saying that it doesn't cost fuel to fly a plane?
You're saying if it's a shorter distance, they would use less fuel, so that argument about costing more would be fallacious, technically.
Yep.
Is it shorter? It depends on where you're going to, right?
I thought
right, so how about from Australia to Argentina? Argentina. Would be a lot shorter, right? Going over Antarctica?
There are direct flights from Australia to Argentina.
Yeah. But do they go over the claim to be a continent of Antarctica?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I haven't looked up.
No worries, Brenda. This clearly isn't your subject. It's not mine either. That's fine.
And to prove that they went over the poles, you would have to show the navigation without any bias. You'd have to show their coordinates. There's a lot of factors to determine if they truly went over the poles.
Well, is there any evidence that you would accept?
So, shout out to Plain Reality. Says, why do you keep letting Brenda on? Is it for comedy relief? No, all are welcome. Anyone can join the Discord server. If you want to join, you're welcome to also. The link is in the info box below this video. Anyone can join. But thank you very much indeed for the super chat.
Yeah, Brenda, any one of the 7 housekeeping questions is evidence. We've been asking for it. So why do you ask the silly question when you already know we've got 7 questions that have gone unanswered?
Oh, they're answered. You just don't accept the answer.
Oh, good. Show me the curve.
Oh, yeah, boats go over the horizon.
Yeah, except when I look at it, it's flat and straight. When you look at it, you say it's curved. So go get an eye checkup.
No, you don't see it flat and straight. You see boats go over the horizon.
No, I see
obstruction. You just deny your senses. You just deny
Brenda.
what you see. You just deny what you see.
Brenda, at what distance
You mean
does it go over
concealment?
the horizon?
We
Brenda,
don't deny
at what
concealment, we
distance?
just don't attribute curvature to it.
Why do you guys even bother with her? Like, really?
This is the best they got.
You know, and to answer your other questions, gravity is a real objective phenomenon of the world.
Non-force force?
All curvature, all the other questions, pressure in a container, we've given you that answer. You just don't accept the answers, that's all. You're just denialists. You just deny everything.
Okay, Brenda, let's go back to the boat. At what distance does it go over the horizon?
Do you think the Earth is flat and then it falls off? Is
That's
that what
not
you
an
think?
answer.
So, Brenda, are you
Is that
here
what you
just
think?
to get in the way again? Or are you actually going to engage in a conversation?
The Earth curves at every point, right? Because that's what
But no one can
a
ever
globe
see it.
is. The Earth curves at every point.
So why don't you see it left or right? Why only you see it going away from you? Why don't you see it left or right?
Well, we've given you the answer to that. What's our answer to that?
Why are you
You
asking
tell
him?
us.
Just give it him.
No, we've
You tell
given,
him what
we've
your
given,
answer to it is.
we
Hold
give
on.
you the answer to that. What is our answer?
I'll just repeat myself. Don't get him to give your answer. Just give him your answer.
No, I would like it if you would at least if you're going to deny things, that you at least understand what it is you're denying.
But you haven't
What
told
is
us yet.
our
I just
answer?
Well, you haven't
What is
told us
our
yet.
answer?
Hold on,
look
stop
it up.
rumpusing. Hold on. You haven't told us yet. You're asking him to tell us what your answer is. Ludicrous. Just either
Yes.
answer him or
No, that's-
sod off.
No, that's
it's
how
not even
normal
ludicrous. It's just
scientific.
lazy.
That's how normal.
Yeah, that's how normal scientific blah 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 works. What normally scientists do is they go, well, it's been proven and demonstrated and explained. Now you tell me what my explanation is. Yeah, that's what scientists do all the time, you bonehead. I'm tired of this crap. Are you going to answer him or not?
Yes, they do. Yes, they.
Yeah, they challenge other people to explain their answers for them. Yeah, no, they don't. Shut up.
Yes,
Either
that's
answer
called-
him
yes,
or this is the
yes.
end of your conversation here, Brenda. I'm already
That's
irritated
called
with you.
steel manning your opponent. That's called steel manning your opponent.
I couldn't give a crap, right? You've been asked to give an answer and you're demanding he gives the answer that he should know.
Yes, he should.
Steal
Oh, really?
Trump's
Well,
straw.
he doesn't, so who cares? Either you give it or we move on.
Steal
You
Trump's
need
straw.
to tell me. You need to understand our response.
You haven't given
if
it
you don't
yet.
understand it after
haven't
all
given
this
it.
time, what are you doing?
You haven't
here?
given it. You've stopped and demanded that he says what he understands is the answer. You haven't actually given one.
No, what he understands our answer is. That's
Our?
what
Who the hell is our? You're
people
one
do.
person. Why do you believe you're two different people? Our? Who the hell do you think you are? Have you got multiple personality disorder? Our? You're one person.
Thinks she's representing
Our
the entire
doesn't.
body of science.
If I say our, that doesn't imply I think I'm multiple people.
Well, who the hell are you
don't even
referring
understand
to?
language.
Who the hell are you referring
You don't
to?
have-
You're one person.
reference.
Our? Who the hell do you think
Yeah.
you are? Do you think you represent somebody else here? You don't. You're just one individual, believe me. You don't represent many people.
That doesn't mean I can't use the English word our.
I don't care. You haven't given him an answer. Are you going to give him an answer, or are you going to continue to demand that he answers with his current understanding of what you might answer with?
No, I'd like him to steelman my position.
You haven't given it yet.
Do you know what steelman means?
You haven't given your position yet.
He knows what it is. We've told
Oh,
him.
so we're back to this shit. End of Brenda's time here. He knows
Brenda
what it
doesn't
is.
know what her
Bye
own
bye.
point
End
is.
of Brenda's time here. I'm not going to go around in circles 15 times with you telling me what someone else on the panel knows already.
Brenda made a statement, then realized that she doesn't actually know what her own statement entails, so she just bluffed her way out of not having to show that she literally doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. Sorry for swearing.
She strawmanned in the beginning of the conversation by saying that we would fall off the edge if there was no curve.
Yeah, baseless assertion.
Still don't know why you guys bother with her.
Well, I might not get away with that. Anyone on the panel believe in azimuthal equidistant global reification or not?
Hell no.
What?
Azimuthal equidistant global reification.
That
Okay,
sounds
there's a long pause
far
after that,
to
right?
me.
The
That sounds
azimuthal
like
or
art.
AE map is a global projection. Yep, there are no flat Earth maps. The only closest thing I've come across is the Mapper Monday. Now, there's a few different versions of it, but the one I saw in Hereford is ancient, on a cowhide, and little pictures of huts and monsters, right? It's not exactly navigatable, right? So there are no flat Earth maps. Hey, Jose.
Can you share that, Nathan? I'd like to see that.
Hey.
There's a video on if you just type in Mapper Monday, mine's the first video that comes up on YouTube. Mapper, M-A-P-P-A, Monday, M-U-N-D-I.
Just came in for like 2 minutes. So I got evidence for curvature. It's just old school. It's easy that everybody have heard in this panel, so I don't have to give an explanation. Boats go over the horizon. Shout out to Brenda. Thank you. That's going to be my approach every single day. Evidence for curvature. Boats go over the horizon. Thank
That's
you.
cool, Jose. Are you hanging around to be challenged on that?
No, you guys have heard
no,
this
Jose's totally right.
pretty much every
Boats-
single
boats
day.
go
If you go
over
to
an
any,
apparent
I was
phenomenon.
going to answer. I apologize. You interrupted me. Yeah. So I mean, every single time you guys have had the answer to this question, I don't have to tell you that because you guys know this.
Horizon is
Unless you
horizontal.
haven't. Have you heard the answer to the boats go over the horizon question or not?
Yeah, I asked you if you were open to be challenged on it, and you just launched into that little preamble. So, my first question: what's the horizon, Jose?
Oh no! So you never heard about the argument about the boats over the horizon? Before we go
Jose, I've heard it 4 times from you in the last 20 seconds. So yes, I've heard it from you 4 times in the last 20
There's
seconds.
nothing to be challenged about.
So maybe you'd like to shut your mouth. Maybe you'd like to stop rumpusing us. We've heard you. Arwen, can you stop joining in, please? Arwen. Yeah, rumpus. But I've heard now 5 times. Jose, I've heard you say the same thing 5 times. And now you're going to run away, you little pussy bitch. Yeah, because you know you're about to get your ass handed to you. You don't want a toe tag. I thought you'd relish in the advert. Yeah? Let's just get it clear. I asked one question in response to Jose making the same claim 5 times. And as soon as I pointed out that he was just repeating himself over and over again without listening to any challenge put to him, and he absolutely heard me ask him what the horizon was, he fucked off. So he's a pussy bitch coward. You want to come back, Jose, you little pussy bitch, and actually answer one of the questions in regards to your assertion? Yeah? You've made a claim. Boats go over the horizon. My question being, what's the horizon, dipshit? You're just going to run away when you have anybody challenge your claim. Yeah? Oh, we're clearly not going to get to the point where Jose defines the word he used in his claim, horizon. Yeah, I'll just tell the audience, you fundy fuckwit. The horizon is an apparent position where the sky meets the ground. Just to be clear what we mean by apparent, the sky does not meet the ground, Jose, you moron. You and your fundies on your fuckwit channel reify an arbitrary position that's described as the horizon, where the ground appears to meet the sky as a reified edge of your sphere. It isn't, unless you're going to prove R along with your nonsense. Yeah, you're not going to assign arbitrary positions as Earth curve edges. No, my friend. That would have been what actually took place if you hadn't run away like a little coward back to your fundies who'll cheer when you say, boats go over the horizon. Yeah, none of them will ask you what you mean by horizon. Because they'll just cheer because they already know you mean edge of Earth that you've presupposed. We, on the other hand, would challenge you to prove what that position is, and if you can get there, I assure you, you're never going to get to the horizon. It's not a measurable position. It's arbitrarily defined. It's simply the apparent position where the sky meets the ground. End of argument.
That was a very concise way of breaking that down.
Yeah, coward. Didn't want to actually have the argument with us. Wanted to make his assertion 5 times. No support for his claim. Just a baseless assertion without definition of any of the terms he's used in his baseless assertion.
I think Jose did a drive-by trolling.
Maybe he thinks if he can drop a bomb of boats go over the curve. Yeah, he thinks that's going to somehow reify his religious belief. Well done. If that confirmed your religious belief, or you took that as a win, Jose, you are very sadly mistaken.
Oh, he was just trying to poke the bear. He was trying to get a response. He's in a trolling mood, and he's trying to ruckus up his audience for his stream later to brag about it. He knows that shit.
Brag about what? I came in and spouted rhetoric and then ran away. Wow.
Yeah.
That's something to brag
No,
about.
but he got you all angry again, or not
I didn't
really
get
angry.
Took apart his
For
argument.
For good reason, because he was just acting like an idiot. And he knows it. I think he was just trolling you.
£60 to get the dents out. That's good value. Very pleased.
Who said Jose was acting like an idiot?
Because I've seen him act in many ways. And
No, that's
it's just one of his acts.
That's my point. Maybe he just is not acting.
No, but he understands things, but he just sometimes acts like he's stupid for some kind of move to accomplish something socially, or pull a stunt. Look, the guy's been a troll forever. He started
came
out
on
on
like a-
Discord. He even told everyone, "Yeah, I started out on Discord and
Can I
just
change the
trolling
subject?
shit and then found flat Earth."
Can I change the subject back to what we were talking about before Jose came in? So we were talking about NASA and Hollywood, and them Hollywood that being borrowing lenses from NASA for Stanley Kubrick, as the story goes. Now, I'm going to do a big shout out. I did this on Ballbusters, but I'll shout this guy out all day long, every day, which is Dilly Gill, Dillyggill, who takes apart NASA's cinematography, if you will, and presentation, their production in general. And his most popular video is called "The Space Shuttle is a Zero-G Plane," and he goes into exceptional detail, pulling apart how they do the trick, how they pull off the magic trick of outer space. So check out Dilly Gill. Go and subscribe today. I've watched all of his videos twice, probably 3 times. Wonderful videographer. But yeah, he's you may recognise the name even if you're not subscribed, because he's a mod in Jeronism's channel, so you'll see his name going by with a blue spanner in Jeronism's live chat. But Dilly Gill, go and subscribe today. Excellent videographer. Oh, shout out to Jeronism as well. Thank you very much for shouting me out. Really appreciate it on your Sunday show. Thank you. So yeah, that was designed to open up the conversation about NASA and fakery, but clearly it didn't work. well done me.
And fakery.
You just want to slag off Jose, right? Go on then, as you
NASA
were.
and fake. Go ahead.
Yeah, he came on. He came on as a game show host right from the start.
Right. He was very loud. So he was literally creating a carnival act. He was doing a piece for a show to try and troll everyone because he's in that kind of mood. I don't know. He's done it before.
Free advert.
Yeah, exactly. He can edit it out later and just post it on his channel.
Yeah. Just for fun making, not as a serious thing, but to rile up all the trolls in his chat.
That's when you know you got a good show, when you have to go sabotage another one because you lack content on yours, Jose.
Come on, he's not really sabotaging, he's just trolling.
Well, what do you think he wants to do it for?
Attention.
That's
And
what I
money.
mean.
Because he's bored and wants attention.
I don't see Nathan going to another show doing these kind of stunts to gain audience here because we have content. Come on, Jose, get some content.
Yeah, because he's a respectable moderator.
I don't know. He has his good moments as a moderator, but not always. It's just.
Oh no!
The
I
guy's
was talking
just
about on Nathan's show. I'm not talking about Jose's. Jose's
Nathan.
fine. Yeah, he doesn't
But
really always
Nathan
get
has
involved.
a
I
much
appreciate
better
Nathan's
format.
style.
Nathan has a much better format, much more concise, much clearer, much more durable for the long run. That's why it's been going on like this forever, because it's just
exactly
durable. Jose, because of his approach, is just gonna have to basically find new ways to amuse his audience, or they're gonna go away.
Yeah, it always has to be a shit show to be entertaining, and that's what kind of is not
Exactly.
always fun about it.
Yeah, it can be freaking hilarious. Remember the rumpus situation with Sean and everything? That was just laughed my eyes out. It was crazy. So yeah, it's funny, but it's not the same thing as the flat Earth debates.
Nope, it has no lasting staying power.
Not maybe. Nah, probably not. I don't know. It's hard to tell. There's only one way to find out. Oh, John?
Oh my god. Must remember to mute that line. Hey John. Subtle entry. Sorry, my belt.
Good morning. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning.
Can you get this train wreck back on the rails?
What train wreck, man?
Jose came in and we've had nothing but talk of Jose. I tried to get it back on NASA, shouted out Dilly Gill, and no one. And it went silent for like 20 seconds. And then I was like, okay, fine, go on then, as you were, slag off Jose, joking. And then they all got straight back into it. So it's like, okay, give up.
With Jose, the man's a retard. I mean, certifiable. He's got a shit show over there. All it is if you remember ED, erectile dysfunction, I used to call him, have about 8 or 9 ballers, and then against one flat earther, usually a stiff. You know, they keep on going over the same thing over and over again. And then 20, on his show, it's different because you could put like 20 or 30 people in his queue. So you get all the retards talking over each other. It's that show's a joke.
I know. I've experienced it firsthand.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, Jose is not completely neglecting, because he does take notice of people that can actually have a good discussion. And he'll then, like he did with me, say, okay, everybody's just over talking. Let's put them separately, just one-on-one. So
yeah, after 35 minutes.
It does kind of work, sometimes.
Yeah, after 35 minutes. I don't know if you've been watching that show. It's a joke. And then what happens, as soon as somebody gets the upper hand, a flat earther has a good question, he'll sidetrack it. Because he's just above retard, and he realizes they're going to get their asses handed to him. So they'll sidetrack. Yeah, I've watched it. I hardly watch it anymore, just for laughs. But anyway, I wanted to come on. We have I just have a short presentation on this toady retard. He's got his panties in a bunch ever since we toe tagged him.
Is that so? Okay.
He's in all the chats. Yeah.
Just do a quick shout out. Hold on one second. Shout out to Trish Blythe, who says, "I like this Karma QE." Is that so?
Really?
Yeah, apparently so. Right. Do you need me? Do you need to be presented? I take it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Give me a sec.
Let's see what we got. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, well, hold on. I want to intervene for just a second. I'm seeing this incredible comment by Rumpus in chat. I just want to do this. He says, this show should be taken to court over violation of Trade Description Act. What?
Rumpus, Mr. Air is not the atmosphere.
Okay, you're up. You're presented.
But did you see that?
No, wow. I didn't. I don't watch the chat.
Okay, anyway, you continue.
So, yeah, the toady retard. Let's just identify this guy. So, open link, a new tab. Sorry about that. I wasn't ready. So, this idiot right here, right? I think he went on sabbatical or vacation for a while. He should have stayed. So, we got Toady, and this is what he said. Nathan and QE tried to debunk the fact that there's no Earth curve using Google, right? Which is a WGS84 projection of an oblate spheroid onto the Earth, and they think they should see drop, right? And as I keep saying, if you went at sea level 0, wherever you are on the sea, and you sailed halfway around the globe, it's still 0. Like his IQ, because you're still at sea level because it's taking from the center of the Earth. Apparently, Toady retard was on vacation from Captain Kangaroo Preschool when I pummeled the Pontiff Maximus of Retardia, Georgie, peddling the same inane horse shit. So, the Globetard's only port in a storm here is elevation is measured from the center of the Earth. They're trying to use a little gravity thing, i.e., every point along the surface of the Earth is equidistant from the center of the Earth. Well, you got a couple problems there, Toady. A, from your alma mater wiki, elevation is not to be confused with the distance from the center of the Earth. Have you seen this before? This is a problem for you. Let me read that again from your alma mater wiki. Elevation is not to be confused with the distance from the center of the Earth. But up here you said that it's taken from the center of the Earth. You got a big problem with your model. And number 2, How in the world can they even make that claim when they live on an ellipsoid? Toady, are you seeing this? I did the same thing with Georgie. So, can you see the center of the Earth right here and all the surface points right here? Let's just crosshair this and quarter it. So if you go from the center of the Earth right here to any point on the surface, you're not going to get equidistant points. Do you see this? You retard. So you're going to have to drop your little shtick and get with the program. Okay? Thanks for your ear. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Much obliged. I like it when they get their panties in a bunch over the toe tags. I don't know what it is about them. People like the toe tags a lot. It's good. You know, it typically was the case before toe tags came along, where I'd trim out a bit and just give it its own individual title. It might get 300 or 400 views, 500 if it was a good one. And now they all get well over 1,000 with the toe tag title. It's incredible, really. Amazing what a good title will do.
Yeah, zombies don't like reminders that they're actually zombies. So toe tags kind of remind them about it, about their zombie fate.
Their level curve affliction. It just cracks me up, man, that they think they live on a level curve. I don't know. I don't know how they got that.
Shout out to Trish Blythe. Says, QE held it together. Good job.
What's this person, Chris? Is it he or she?
Trish Blythe.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Chris. Sounds like my therapist. Boy. Okay, so I guess I'll be calm then, right?
Depends on the situation.
It's a better QE. They have to go after my emotions and stuff now, right? So, and the power of suggestion. The power of suggestion, right? QE's being rude. So QE must be being rude, right? Just because they say it.
Hey, Chocolate.
Good morning, guys.
Morning, Vanilla.
How's everybody
It's just
doing?
because they super chatted.
Let's see what I got here. It seems like it's pretty slow. What's up?
Sky?
Okay, Razor, I need to know now, is your therapist a baller or a flat earther?
They took the fifth. They can't release that information. Hey, I got another subject. I got another little presentation. If you want to, if it's slow, we can talk
definitely.
about this.
Go for it. Go for your life. It is slow.
Yeah. Let's go for another one. I'm gonna go back. It was something that Ben brought up. News crash media or whatever he was, and Anon was making fun of him, like with the walkie-talkies about. I think he said something like science in the Bible, but I took that. Not as science, but there are technological statements in the Bible. So let's go over a few. We already went over this one about the first and second laws of thermodynamics in Genesis. Let's just go over it real quick. We'll go Genesis 2, verses 1 through 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. Now, this is a first law of thermodynamics statement, right? Because creation ended. That is, matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed. So this is a direct proxy on the first law of thermodynamics. Also, if you look at this verse here, and he rested on the seventh day, you won't catch it in the English, but God doesn't need to rest. It's more like that he gave a break to creation. He rested, creation rested. So I just want to let you know about that. All right, so the second law of thermodynamics, Genesis 3:14 through 19. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed, and her seed. Oh, the serpent has seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree, of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken. For dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. So, this is what they call in Christology as the bondage of decay, i.e., the second law of thermodynamics. So, like I said in the first 3 chapters, you're going to find the first and second laws of thermodynamics. Now, for the next one,
I've just got one question. Do you mind if I ask a question there? Sorry.
Interesting.
No, go ahead.
Very interesting.
Like
Yeah, I like it too.
I have one too.
Just where'd you get bondage of decay from? Where did that come from?
It's from Christology. That's what they call it. Bondage of decay. All of creation is in a bondage of decay.
But did they just coin that term or what?
I don't know who coined it. It's just something that's just common knowledge.
Okay.
I have something too.
Sure.
John. The only thing I would say, and I'm a Christian also, so I'm speaking from this perspective, isn't entropy or the second law of thermodynamics necessary for certain things to function? So, like, and I think the idea of decay could be death in the human species and maybe potentially in the animal species, but the second law of thermodynamics could be necessary for things to function. Like, if I don't breathe out and exhale some even heat or sweat, which is necessary for cooling, because cooling is a form of entropy, wouldn't that be necessary?
Yeah, it's probably indirectly connected. Yep.
So I'm not sure if the idea of the thermodynamics is connected directly to decay in one sense of the word, but that's just my opinion.
Say again? Come again?
Well, I don't think the second law of thermodynamics is something God instituted. I think it's always been there. I think death.
Wrong. Before, I don't know if you just read this, but before this verse, there was no decay. In fact, it said that Adam and Eve were immortal.
Okay, I agree with that. I agree with that when it comes to the humans. I agree with that. But I'm talking about the way things would have to function in the rest of the world.
That doesn't have anything to do with what it was.
He just said, Paul, he said prior to this verse, the implications were eternal. In other words, no decay.
Well, I mean, I know the theological concept, so don't get me wrong. I understand what he's driving at. But that means the leaves that fall off a tree, there's no decay. They would just lay there undying.
No, they would not be falling off the tree.
Well, then that means the tree would continually grow and life would continually take over. There'd be no stopping or process of. There's implications.
Who says it will keep on growing? It will just be there, refresh itself. I don't know.
Define refresh.
Hold on, we're talking about a context that's beyond the definition that's trying to be cited out of this particular verse. So
Right.
who cares? With all respect, Paul, no offense.
Right, exactly. And it doesn't go into any great detail about the conditions before this. So it would just be pure speculation on your part.
So basically what you're saying then is the second law was introduced at the fall. That it didn't
Exactly.
exist before the fall, but it was introduced at the fall. I'll have to think about that
Exactly.
some. But I'll give you that for right now.
I've got. Sorry, I was hoping you'd get to move on there. But if you say fall, the way the timelines are detailed in the Bible doesn't necessarily mean a season as we know it, though, does it? It's just a.
No. He's not talking about a season. He's talking about sin was first introduced, the fall, the human fall.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, theological, Christianese. I was speaking some Christianese there. Sorry.
Okay, my bad. Comical though, funny.
Yeah, the fall that is, not a season. That's too funny. I was wondering where you were going. Okay, can we move on?
Yeah, just pop yourselves on mute. Yes, you're still up. You're still presented.
Okay, we'll go into a nuclear weapons exchange. If you read it, excuse me, if you read Ezekiel, specifically chapters 38 and 39, I mean, it's breathtaking if you're into prophecy or eschatology. Now, this is the future, and I'm just going to take a little piece out of Ezekiel 39. So, behold, it is come, and it is done, saith the Lord God. This is the day whereof I have spoken. And they that dwell in the cities of Israel shall go forth, and shall set on fire, and burn the weapons, both the shields and the bucklers, the bows and the arrows, the handstaves and the spears, and they shall burn them with fire 7 years, so that they shall take no wood out of the field, neither cut down any out of the forest. For they shall burn the weapons with fire, and they shall spoil those that spoiled them, and rob those that robbed them, saith the Lord God. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto Gog a place there of the graves in Israel, the valley of the passengers of the east of the sea. And it shall stop the noses of the passengers. And there shall they bury Gog and all his multitude. And they shall call it the valley of Hammon Gog. And 7 months shall the house of Israel be burying of them, and that they may cleanse the land. Yea, all the people of the land shall bury them, and in it shall be to them a renown, the day that I shall be glorified, saith the Lord. And they shall sever out men of continual employment, passing through the land to bury with the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth, to cleanse it. After the end of 7 months shall they search. And the passengers that pass through the land, when any seeth a man's bone, then shall he set up a sign by it, till the buriers have buried it in the valley of Hammon Gog. And also the name of the city shall be Hammana. Thus shall they cleanse the land. So this is called the Gog-Magog invasion, and it's still yet future. And as you can tell by the verse, when I first read this, I said, oh my God. So, number one, after the battle, the leftover weapons will provide the energy needs of Israel for 7 years. Number two, after waiting 7 months, professionals, contractors are hired to clear the battlefield for 7 months. Number three, the dead are buried east of the Dead Sea, that is downwind. Number four, if travelers passing through the area after cleanup find anything they are instructed to set a sign by it, implying not to touch it and have the professionals deal with it. Now, this jumped off the page at me because this is typical for NBC procedures. It's nuclear, biological, and chemical attacks. I've done this myself many, many times. I've had signs and stuff and had to go through training, NBC training, to mark things, right? So this jumped off when I first read this jumped off the page at me, right? I said, oh my God. And the professional contractors, the men that they'll sever out men of continual employment. Those are or contractors and subcontractors. So I thought that was very interesting, right
Any
there.
mention of any mention of hazmat suits?
No, it didn't.
Hey, John, I can second that because when I was in the Air Force, during a plane crash, I was tasked with part of the cleanup after a plane crash, and we did that exact same thing. We would canvass a whole area where the plane crash was, and we would put little flags whenever we would find a piece of the aircraft or a body part. We would flag it. So I can second your opinion on that.
Yeah. Anything?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's brilliant.
Yep.
I was just going to say that's where the term comes from, right? Flagging.
Possibly, I guess it could be.
So just to let you know, this is still yet future in Ezekiel. He was a contemporary of Jeremiah and Daniel. We don't have to get into all that. I just wanted to pull this out just to show everyone this. Good. We're good on Ezekiel.
Yeah. You got another one? Is that it?
One more. I have to give courtesy to Dr. Chuck Missler for pointing this one out. I didn't catch this.
Just before you do, just a couple more shout outs specifically addressed to you from Trish. So shout out to Trish Blythe, who says, I just think you get your brilliant points across better, QE, and I'm definitely a girl. Okay, well that's good. And another shout out to Trish Blythe. QE, you are the man of God. Be slow to anger, my friend.
Well, it's taken 3.5 years, so I know that's no excuse, but they made me. But point taken. Point taken.
I like this part of John.
Okay, you're up again, and then after this, just one quick note. So once John's finished his presentation, I'm going to ask the people in the Nathan Oakley audience to stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. But we will round out the live show once this presentation is over. Just FYI.
Man, this sounds like an intervention, man. Try to give me positive reinforcement. Yeah, it's so nice. Just have a calm voice. Okay. I'll try it. Let's see how long it lasts.
Scared.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Jeremiah, and this is verse 59. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. So, I must have gone past this passage. It never hit me. So the arrow in Hebrew is katz, I think. I'm probably butchering that. It means anything shot from an engine of war, and the Greek word is boic. It more or less means the same thing. The missiles definitely fall under that category. So, of a mighty expert, that word is sakal in Hebrew. It means prudent, wisely understand, intelligent, and the Greek says the same thing. It's a hiphel participle, masculine, singular, absolute. You see, in this passage, the intelligence is in the arrow. If you read the passage slowly, you'll catch it. And the big kicker that tells you that is none shall return in vain, i.e., they can't miss. Smart weapons. Can you see it? See, their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. Not the expert man, but their arrows shall be. Get it?
Yeah, I see the connection, but you've laid it out for us and made it nice and obvious, so thank you.
Yeah, that's all for that's the only 3 points that I had.
Cool. With that, I will say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of today's debating panel. If you are watching this on the Nathan Oakley premiering stream, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, if you're watching this live on Nathan Oakley 1980, this is where we bid you farewell. A huge, massive, enormous thank you to Trish for smashing the super chat, and all of you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff. Be sure to check out nathanoakley.com and the Flat Earth Debate Forum to keep up to date with the community debate. You should definitely join that forum. I've been Nathan Oakley. Stay tuned if you're watching on the Nathan Oakley premiering stream, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!